comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hopping, Easter's on its way.
Hello, BHS and CSUB government students. Happy Easter. It's Easter vacation for me. So I thought I would take a video for you. I want to talk a little bit about the Constitutional Convention and the ratification debate that happened afterwards. So let's get started. When we get to the Constitutional Convention, most of the deliberations from May of 1787 to September of 1787 center around this issue of representation. And on one side you have the Virginia Plan, which was written by James Madison, actually before the Constitutional Convention gets started. And he writes it because, of course, he wants to throw out the Articles of Confederation. Now, he can't say that because we all know that all of the delegates that were sent there, from everybody from the states except for Delaware, they were sent to revise the Articles, not to write a new one. At any rate, Madison shows up with a brand new plan, the Randolph Plan or the Virginia Plan, and this is a bicameral plan, and it has two chambers. However, both chambers are based on the proportionality of population in the states. And of course, Madison hated the Articles of Confederation, absolutely hated it. And much of his philosophy behind the writing of the Virginia Plan was in kind of contradiction to what he saw as the flaws of the Articles of Confederation, where people had a term of 1 year and everybody had an equal vote. And essentially, parochial politics always trumped the national interest. And so in the Virginia Plan, you have bicameralism. Both chambers, the upper and the lower, are predicated on the issue of proportion and population. Now, of course, the small states, which had the lion's share of the power in the Articles of Confederation, don't like that. So William Paterson of New Jersey deals with this issue by coming up with his own plan called the New Jersey Plan, which was a unicameral plan and only had one house, and it was based on the issue of equality, just like the Articles of Confederation. Every state would have an equal voice. Now, of course, your history books deal with the compromise, and they call it the Great Compromise. The Great Compromise. It's so lame. Can you see Madison saying, this was a great compromise? No, of course not. It was called the Connecticut Plan. And the Connecticut Plan was a way of reconciling both of these ideas, both of these plans, and that's where we get the system that we have today, which is a bicameral system which has one chamber predicated on the structure of the Virginia Plan, and that's the House. The House has 435 members, and 53 of them are from California. Why? Because California is the most populated state. Now, the other chamber, the Senate, is based on the New Jersey idea of equality, and that's why every state has two. Hello. We can go swimming after dinner. Thank you, Benjamin. Go away for a minute. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We will be going swimming after dinner. So, at any rate, that eventually gets dealt with, and they have other issues like the 3/5 compromise. Once you have one chamber like the House that's going to be based on population, you have to deal with the issue of slavery. That could take books and books and books and weeks to talk about. Needless to say, they dealt with it by counting each slave as 3/5 of a person. But the real issue is what happens after the Constitutional Convention is over in September of 1787. Well, then it goes off to the states. And as they said, the Constitution itself has no power. The Constitution itself is just parchment. It's just a piece of paper. What gives it its power, what gives it its vitality, its life force, is the will of the people in the 9 states that have to. This is not going to be redone. Benjamin, come here. Benjamin, come here. I don't know where Emma is. Just say, I'm sorry for interrupting your video. Okay, that is an ugly face. Can you give me 30 seconds? Emma's in the other side of the room. Run as fast as you can. Go. She's over there. I'll give you candy. Go. Go. Okay, I'm back. So, what actually gives us its power is if 9 out of the 13 states decide to ratify it. So you have these different ratification conventions. And of course, ultimately, 11 out of the 13 ratify it by the time Washington takes the oath of office in 1791. Delaware and North Carolina come along later. But we'll talk about those ratification debates and the Federalists versus the Anti-Federalists in the next video. Thank you.